Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Zimmerman. I'm a specialist in the New Jersey Army National Guard. I am also a student here at CCM. Criminal justice is my major. And I just want to start off with doing the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everyone can stand up. And if you have any headgear, please remove it. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to the CCM Choir under the direction of Professor Marie-Elaine Mammon. We'll hear from them again at the end of the program. My name is Betty Simmons, and I'm the Vice President of Student Development and Enrollment Management here at County College of Mars. And I am so delighted that so many of you are here today as we celebrate and recognize those individuals who have given for this country so that we all remain free. I would first like to ask any person who is a member of the military, any of our military branches, a veteran, a National Guards person, if you all would please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you so very much for your service, past, present, and ongoing. I'd also like to just recognize some individuals, and I'm not going to ask them to stand, but I do want folks in the audience to know that in addition to all the other special people that we have here, there are some truly very special people. You'll hear in a bit from Major Rafael Acevedo, who is our guest speaker from Picatinny, Trustee Lori Bogart, a member of the County College of Mars Board of Trustees, Mr. John Bonani, who is the administrator from the County of Mars. We're so grateful he's here. Dana Bruca from Community Hope, an organization that provides resources for homeless vets in particular and mental health assistance for vets. Carol Fitzpatrick, CCM alum, member of the CCM Foundation Board and a retired employee of the United Parcel Service. Tony Galapo and his daughter, who is a CCM student. Tony is a past vice commander of the American Legion Post 86. Ms. Ann Grassi, also a CCM alum, and who is so very involved in the county in terms of the county clerk's office, and she is our county clerk. Robert McDonald, who is here representing with his colleagues, Welcome Home Vets, and they do have a display out in front of the theater. Judy Hemingway from the Rockaway Legion. Robert Jacobs, who was a CCM veteran and on our Veteran Advisory Board. Robert Jacobs, I just mentioned. We have Louis Kramer and his wife. Mr. Kramer is a community veteran. Nathan Kramer, also a veteran from the Morris County community. Dina Leary, who is the Assistant Administrator for the County of Morris. We're grateful that she is spending time with us today. John Leonard, who represents the One Stop Career Center, but in particular helping our military individuals as they re-enter and look for career opportunities. Trustee Paul Citra, who you will also hear from, is the chairperson of the County College Morris Board of Trustees and a veteran himself. Mr. Tom Pepe, who is a member of the County College of Morris Board of Trustees. And Bill Robinson, who is on the advisory board for the CCM advisory for our military services. We're so very grateful that those individuals are here with us and hope they enjoy the program today. Just want to say some brief comments, and I did this mostly for my own education, but I want the students who are in the audience to really understand the importance of Veterans Day. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, World War I ended. Dr. Khanna is going to be so proud of me because I checked my history, and he's a history buff. And so World War I, 1918. The end of the war to end all wars is what World War I was considered. And we commemorated every following November 11th by the observances of what started out as Armistice Day. In 1926, the United States Congress resolved to officially call November 11th Armistice Day. So that became the official name for November 11th. This observance became a national holiday by an act of Congress in 1938. And then in 1954, the United States President, Dwight D. Eisenhower, changed the name to Veterans Day. In this way, he wanted all veterans who would be honored on a special day, and November 11th became that day. Today, we have well over 22 million individuals who are military people, veterans, active enlisted individuals. And each Veterans Day, we should take the time as an American to stop and remember the brave men and women who have risked their lives for the United States of America. And so as Dwight D. Eisenhower said at the time that he declared November 11th Veterans Day, and I quote, "It is well for us to pause, to acknowledge our debt to those who paid so large a share of freedom's price. As we stand here in grateful remembrance of the veterans' contributions, we renew our conviction of individual responsibility to live in ways that support the eternal truths upon which our nation is founded, and from which flows all its strength and all of its greatness. Therefore, whenever you get an opportunity, please be sure to thank a veteran for his or her service." And I would like to add, don't think that November 11th or Veterans Day, the national holiday, is the only day that we should do that. We should do that each and every day. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce the President of County College of Morris, Dr. Anthony Iacano, for his remarks. Dr. Iacano.
Good morning. Welcome to County College of Morris. This is a time of the year where we pause on numerous occasions to reflect on all that is important to us and all that we have to be thankful for. Today, we're here to honor and thank the men and women who have served in our armed forces. Earlier in a reception for our veterans, I heard a lot of thank you for doing this, but truly it is our honor, and I thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to celebrate what you have done for this nation, to honor you with the gifts you've bestowed upon us. Your patriotism and willingness to preserve our way of life allows the United States of America to continue its existence as the beacon for freedom and democracy. Your courage continues to inspire not only our country, but the world. Your care for this nation ensured future generations that they would have the opportunity to live in a free country with all the rights and privileges that we too often take for granted. And your sacrifice, we know, cannot be repaid. But we're here today to say thank you to you as our veterans. We honor you. At CCM, our college family includes many men and women who have served this country, and you'll hear from some of them today. You'll hear from our chairman of the board, Mr. Paul Citra. You'll hear from our student leader, Mr. Rendell Bell. And to our employees, our students, our community guests who have proudly earned the title of veteran, on behalf of the County College of Morris, I thank you for your service and for your sacrifice. It is now my pleasure to introduce United States veteran and our chairman of the Board of Trustees for the County College of Morris, Mr. Paul Citra.
You know, no matter when I hear that Star-Spangled Banner or see that flag, even 50 years later from my service, it still sends chills up and down my spine. And I'm very proud of that flag, and I'm proud of the people that served under it. I want to be here on behalf of the of us at CCM. I want to welcome you and proud to stand before you as a veteran, a veteran. We are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Simply put, that's who a veteran is. Young and old, rich and poor, black and white, and nearly every category in between. They are men and women who served or still serve America. Some have endured great hardships, separation from family, and drastically altered lifestyles. Some have experienced the horrors of war, all sacrificed something so that they could enjoy the freedom we have today. It would be a stretch to believe that these extraordinary people and accomplishments are mere coincidence and not due to discipline, motivational skills, calmness under pressure, and other leadership traits that are instilled in every man and woman that has served the greatest military force on this planet. Fewer than 10% of Americans can claim the title military veteran. And what a list of accomplishments can these 10% claim? Today is important because we honor the veterans from the past generations, from the greatest generation to the latest generation. We must heed the words of our first Commander-in-Chief, George Washington, who said, "The willingness with which our young people will fight in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional as to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their country. Born their extraordinary accomplishments comes the extraordinary debt." We must honor all of their families, and not just blue and gold star banners, but the compassionate hearts, PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and life-altering war wounds not only affect the veteran, but their families, and they take an enormous toll on them. Standing up to say thank you today is as important as standing up for them in any other day. They need us. On Memorial Day, we especially honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Today, on Veteran Day, we honor the fallen, but we also honor those who were fortunate enough to make it home. For every serviceman and woman who pays the ultimate price, 10 more are severely injured or disabled. I can go on to, Dr. Simmons stole my thunder. I was going to give you a history lesson about why. So I'll take that page and just turn it. Okay, we honor those veterans whose scars you can't see also, but hurt just as much as everybody else that carry it around with themselves every day. While veterans are often ordinary people who, as I said, accomplish extraordinary things, there's often an extraordinary family and friends that support the ordinary veteran, and is a veteran that has given this extraordinary country themselves. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for remembering our veterans today, whose sacrifices and service has ensured our way of life. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless and protect our men and women in harm's way, and may God bless our veterans who kept our country free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. LaCitra. At this time, I would like to introduce Kaitlin Diaz, who is a member of the Office of Counseling and Student Success here at County College of Morris, and who coordinates our services for our veteran students on campus. Ms. Diaz.
Good afternoon. My name is Kaitlin Diaz, and I'm a counselor and VA school certifying official here within the Office of Counseling and Student Success at CCM. I want to thank you all for being here today with us as we celebrate our nation's heroes, our veterans. The Office of Counseling and Student Success thanks veterans and their families and all military members for their service they have given to us and our country. We are honored to assist all veterans every day in our office, National Guards men and women, military members, and their families, in helping them receive their military benefits from the VA and facilitating the transition to academic life here at CCM. We are committed to recognizing their needs as well as assisting with their academic, personal, and career goals. Within our office, we provide an array of services for these brave men and women. We provide an overview of their VA educational benefits, including how to apply for and how to maximize those benefits while here and beyond. We do offer career counseling, an opportunity to explore their strengths and their interests and turn it into a major or a career path that they will enjoy. Transfer advisement, as we are a two-year institution, where we can ensure a successful transition from here to the four-year school of their choice. And we do offer individual personalized counseling, a process that can help facilitate self-discovery and growth. And we have so many connections into the community that specialize in helping veterans and those families. So today, we honor the brave men and women who fought for our country and our freedom. We remember the sacrifices they have made, and we reflect on the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, and country. Most of all today is a day to simply say thank you, a statement that goes unsaid very often. But we stand together today and say thank you to all of our nation's veterans and their families for answering the call of duty. We are forever in debt to your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaitlin. It is my distinct honor at this time to introduce to you a very special student at County College of Morris, Raynell Bell. You will come to realize very quickly why we selected Raynell. He's actually been the recipient of a scholarship that is managed through the CCM Foundation for our military students, and so he's been the recipient of that scholarship. Raynell is an outstanding student. He is a formidable student leader, and I understand that he plays a mean game of basketball as well. Please welcome Raynell Bell.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? I would just like to say thank you to CCM for allowing me to speak and wanting me to speak. I feel very appreciated. I never thought my experiences and serving in the military would lead me to such great things afterwards. I'm blessed with the opportunity to go to school, get an education. A lot of people don't take advantage of that. I think it's very important. Set me up with tools that I'm using now, such as leadership, ways to persevere in school. I went to school before I was in the military and I didn't do as well. And now that I'm out, I'm doing extraordinary, and I'm doing extracurricular activities such as being in clubs, helping out my teammates, doing extra stuff around school, anything I can to help. It's just, military taught me to always pick up other people. And with me doing that, one day I was in a situation where I couldn't pay for my books. So I went to the veterans office and I told them my situation, and they said, okay, well, what books do you need? What classes are you taking? I told them everything. Next day, they put money in my account, and it's just a blessing just to be able to not be able to afford something, and then people care enough to look out for you, it's just a blessing. I thank the military, I thank the school, and I thank everybody who supports the military. I thank our veterans and our active duty members. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you, Raynell. He was very modest, I have to tell you. And now it's a pleasure for me to introduce Major Rafael Acevedo from Picatinny, who is our keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Iacono and Dr. Simmons, for giving me the opportunity to speak at today's Veterans Day celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me here today to honor America's veterans. I am completely honored to be here. Veterans Day is a celebration of all those who have served and continue to serve our nation with honor and distinction. First, I'd like to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Major Rafael Acevedo. I've been in the service for 11 years. I'm an armor officer in the United States Army. I've deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm originally from Kissimmee, Florida, so any of you guys ever been to Disney World, that's pretty much where I grew up. I currently work 10 minutes from here at Picatinny Arsenal. I'm in the Office of Project Manager Maneuver Ammunition Systems. My father and his family are from Puerto Rico. When he was young, they moved to the Bronx. When he was old enough, he joined the Coast Guard. And it was at the end of his time in the Coast Guard is where he met my mother. My mother is in Miami. My mother's had a big impact in my life and the decisions I've made. She was born in Cuba. When she was 9 years old, Fidel Castro took over the country, and that government took a lot of the freedoms away we enjoy in America today. He took away her family's business, her home, and almost everything she owned. Her family fled from Cuba and came to America to start a new life. I remember her family telling me stories of their hardship they endured while trying to flee and the opportunities given to them once they arrived here in America. It's because my parents, at a very young age, had a deep appreciation and love for this country. I do believe that is something that we all share here, is a love and respect for this country. As a nation, we are blessed with the freedoms our veterans have fought to secure and preserve. So what is Veterans Day to me? Veterans Day is a day our country has set aside to thank all those who have served in the military. So I'd also like to thank all the veterans who have served before me, who have set the example and led the way to what our military is today. I would also like to thank all the veterans who have recently served. I've been blessed to work with some of the most professional, intelligent, and courageous soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. It is the service members of the past and present that make America's military the greatest military in history. Each patriot is part of that proud legacy, and they have served with honor and dignity. They have served in different places and in different ways, but we have all served. They have not only fought our wars, but they have preserved the peace, whether in faraway lands or here at home. They have lived uncommon lives under a common banner, a love of country and service to nation. And we will always have that connection between us, and our nation is better for it. Therefore, it is fitting that we pause as a nation to recognize their service and sacrifices. When soldiers, airmen, and Marines take off their uniform for the last time and transition to the civilian life, they do not leave behind their values and skills. These men and women have the knowledge, skills, and attributes to get just about any job done. They are some of the most talented, dedicated, capable, and intelligent professionals in the world. And they often use skills they gained in the military to continue their communities. Right now, all around the country, veterans serve as teachers, doctors, engineers, and social workers, community leaders, first responders, and even elected officials. They continue to serve our country, our communities, by making positive impacts, building stronger futures, and inspiring future generations to come. Veterans represent the very best our nation has to offer. They are the heart, the soul, and the spirit of this great nation. They carry on the proud legacy and traditions of all our nation's veterans who have fought who have, throughout our history, kept us free. Today, we say thank you to all of them. Again, thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to spend this special occasion with you. Thank you.
And at this time, I would like you to enjoy the County College of Morris Choir in our tribute to the military branches. Professor Mammon. That concludes our program. I am so proud to be an American, and I am so grateful for all of those who are in the audience and beyond who have made sure that we remain with this pride. Thank you all very much, and enjoy your afternoon.